Australia's defense minister marks her first visit to the Philippines to deepen defense cooperation during COVID-19, while Australia also announced that it will provide up to $2 million in medical and personal protective equipment to support the infectious disease wards at the Armed Forces of the Philippines medical centers. Joining us tonight is one of our fellow correspondents in Australia, Marvy Delphine, to give us the details why live. Yes, Marvy.
Ariel, Australia's Defence Minister Linda Reynolds made her maiden visit to the archipelago today to meet her Philippine counterpart, Secretary of National Defense Delphine Lorenzana, and other key defense leaders to discuss their respective COVID-19 responses and shared commitment to regional security and stability. In a statement issued at the end of her one-day visit, Reynolds said the Philippines is an important security partner for Australia, and we continue to work closely together in support of our shared commitment to an open, inclusive, and prosperous Indo-Pacific. During her brief stop, Australia's and Philippines' respective defense organizations found innovative ways to deepen their defense cooperation during COVID-19. This includes the ongoing counter-terrorism cooperation under Australia's Enhanced Defense Cooperation Program, or EDCP, which was established in December last year, where counter-terrorism capacity training was delivered to over 10,000 members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines between 2017 and 2019. Defense Minister Reynolds' visit was capped off with the announcement that Australia will provide up to $2 million in medical and personal protective equipment, or PPE, to support the infectious disease wards at the Armed Forces of the Philippines' 5 main medical centers across the country. The donation will include items such as beds, mechanical ventilators, electrocardiogram or ECG machines, laboratory fridges, cardiac monitors, pulse oximeters, and UV sterilizers. This is on top of the $1 million contribution Australia had given earlier this year through EDCP for the expansion of the infectious disease ward of the Victoriano Luna Medical Center in Manila. Muriel?
Marvy, ahead of her first East Asia tour, Australia's Defense Minister Linda Reynolds said that the Indo-Pacific region is facing complex challenges that don't resemble the traditional notions of conflict. Can you elaborate on this?
Muriel, Defense Minister Reynolds is subtly criticizing China's influence in the region. She referred to this as the gray zone, where China's influence becomes interference, economic cooperation becomes coercion, and investment becomes entrapment. Defense Minister Reynolds also said that Australia has a clear vision for the Indo-Pacific that is aligned with ASEAN's outlook. And so, in her discussions with Secretary of National Defense Delphine Lorenzana, they affirmed their shared interest in upholding maritime security in the region, including the South China Sea, and Australia's support for the rights of all states to exercise freedom of navigation and overflight in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. In response to the growing militarization, the Australian Defence Force has increased its deployment to the Indo-Pacific to include 5 naval vessels, a range of aircraft, and about 1,500 military personnel. Muriel?
All right, Marvy, thank you for that report live from Australia.